Hello Internet, in this video we will explore the coolant system of the BMW M54 engine. This video was made possible through the compilation of much information gathered from members of the E46 Internet communities. Note that the information presented is the latest accepted interpretations today but can change in the future. There are also variations in flow paths depending on automatic or standard transmission vehicle models, both will be reviewed. Let us get a general overview of the major components. We have a water pump, the engine, a thermostat, an expansion tank, a radiator, and if it applies, a transmission heat exchanger. The automatic variant will also have an extra thermostat for the transmission heat exchanger. While the engine is cold, the thermostat will remain close. The water pump will recirculate heated coolant back into the engine until the engine begins to warm up. As the coolant temperature gets closer to operating temperature, the thermostat will begin to open and allow the coolant to circulate through the radiator. While the thermostat is opening, it is also slowly blocking off the hot recirculating flow. Lower temperature coolant will blend with the recirculated coolant to maintain the set temperature of the thermostat. Since this thermostat also has a heater, the engine computer has the ability to make the thermostat open more and increase coolant flow through the radiator when needed. The upper radiator hose will split the coolant flow to two paths. In the manual transmission, coolant will only flow through the larger hole to the radiator. The smaller opening only acts as a pressure sense line to the expansion tank cap. In this diagram we can see that on the manual variant of this expansion tank setup, the larger bottom opening of the expansion tank is blocked off. Pressure is applied upward to the small opening that leads to the expansion tank cap. Pressure is applied to the sealed internal chamber where the pressure is monitored by the expansion tank cap spring. The cap will relieve pressure from the tank in the event of an overpressure condition of the upper radiator hose. In the automatic variant of the expansion tank setup, the bottom opening will lead to the thermostat for the automatic transmission cooler. In this case, the smaller opening of the upper radiator hose will have heated coolant flow down to the top of the automatic thermostat. Here at the bottom of the expansion tank we see that the thermostat mixes the hot coolant coming from the upper radiator hose with cooler coolant coming from the bottom of the radiator. This regulated coolant temperature will go through the automatic transmission heat exchanger constantly as long as the engine is running. It aids in heating up the transmission fluid temperature quickly during a cold start and then maintaining the temperature afterwards. Let's take a closer look at the automatic thermostat. We have three openings to this thermostat: hot coolant entering through the top, cooled coolant entering through the bottom, and 80 degrees Celsius coolant coming out of it. In this blown-up photo of the thermostat, we see that there are actually two thermostats inside. The top thermostat is always open and the bottom has a tight shutoff while under 80 degrees. While cold, all coolant will flow from the upper path and out the middle. As the thermostat heats up, the bottom thermostat will begin to expand and lifts off its seat. Cooled coolant will come up from below and blend with the upper coolant. At the same time, the upper thermostat will also start to expand. As the upper coolant temperature rises, the upper thermostat will slowly start restricting the flow from the upper path. Note that the upper thermostat will only restrict the flow, it will never go into a tight shutoff. Through this process, the automatic transmission fluid is regulated to 80 degrees. This can be verified by using a thermal camera on the bottom of the transmission pan after a drive. Let's now take a look at the radiator. With the automatic transmission we see that the bottom-most opening of the radiator is utilized. Here is where the cooled coolant is used for the automatic transmission heat exchanger. We see in this diagram with the automatic radiator the longer drain plug is used. This promotes the coolant to flow through the radiator twice. The coolant goes to the right and then back to the left via the bottom-most channels of the radiator. Note that there are variations in the construction of the radiator depending on the manufacturer. Therefore, you will have to research which drain plug is supposed to be used depending on your transmission setup. If you have a standard transmission in this example, the shorter drain plug will be used. By installing it, the bottom-most opening of the radiator will be blocked off. It will allow coolant flow through all the channels to the bottom radiator hose. The bottom radiator hose will bring cooled coolant back to the thermostat housing. Let's now go back to the diagram for the expansion tank. We can see that during normal operation there is no traditional flow of any sort through this tank while the cabin heater is off. The expansion tank only stores a volume of air that gets compressed as the coolant expands throughout the system as it heats up. It is very much similar to any expansion tank in any hydronic home heating system. It serves to dampen the pressure spike as liquid expands. When cabin heat is turned on, then the expansion tank will see flow. Heated coolant is pushed through the heater valve and heater core where it is cooled off. Coolant return will go into the expansion tank. At the same time, makeup coolant will now be drawn through the bottom smaller opening of the expansion tank. This coolant will be drawn through bottom T of the expansion tank and back to the engine water pump.